We're live, Ralph.
Thank you. Morning, everyone, to the meeting of the Pensions Committee. My name is Ralph Sangster. I'm the chairman of the committee, and I'll introduce you to the members in a moment's time. Firstly, I have a notice to read out in relation to COVID-19 attendance at this meeting. Due to the coronavirus pandemic, the council will be holding this meeting electronically in accordance with the relevant regulations. Members of the public may also attend this meeting in an electronic capacity, and there is a link on the council's website for them to do so. Members of this meeting are asked to keep their microphones and cameras switched off until called to speak, and to switch their microphones and cameras off once they have finished speaking. To indicate a wish to speak, members should request to do so using the meeting chat function. At the end of the debate on each item of business, there will be a vote. Members should vote using the meeting chat function by indicating for, against, or abstain, and I will declare the result after each vote. The officers are in attendance, but will keep their cameras and microphones switched off unless called to speak. There will be breaks through the morning. We've got a long session. I have been experiencing myself the fatigue of these long meetings, so we'll try and break it up a little bit during the day or during the morning. The membership of the committee, I'm just going to call each person's name. If you are with us, please switch your camera on and a microphone on and introduce yourself. Firstly, Steve Bolton.
Hello, Stephen Bolton, member for Hatfield Rural.
Bob Deering.
Hello, I'm Bob Deering. I'm the member for St Andrews Division, Hertford.
Steve Drury. I haven't seen Stephen yet, so I'm suspecting he's not with us. Margaret Eames Patterson. Okay, I think Margaret usually joins us a little later. John Graham. Okay, Adam Mitchell.
Hello, I'm Adam Mitchell. I'm County Councillor for Broadwater and Stevenage, and I'm Vice Chair of this committee.
Robin Parker.
Yeah, hello, Robin Parker, County Councillor for Chells in Stevenage.
Thank you, Robin. Seamus Quilty. Can't see Seamus on the list, so I'm assuming he's not with us yet. And Richard Smith.
Good morning, Richard Smith, County Council member for Welwyn Division.
We have two non-voting members. I'm not sure they're with us, but I'll call their names out anyway. Paul Mason and Stephen. Stephen Markowitz is with us. I've seen Stephen.
Thank you.
Okay.
Did you hear that?
Okay, Stephen, we've got you, and if you could turn your microphone and camera off, that would be excellent. Okay, we have no substitutions, one apology, which is Joan Lloyd, and we can move on to the business. If anyone has a declaration of interest to give us, please make sure you do so at the beginning and/or before each item of business. Just a second whilst I check anybody has any interest to declare. Robin, you still have your camera on. Okay, then we'll move on to the substantive items on the order of business, and that's the minutes of the last meeting, part 1 and part 2. If there are any questions on part 2, we'll hold it in part 2, but can I ask if everybody can confirm their agreement to the minutes of the last meeting, please? Perhaps you just indicate if you have any questions, otherwise I'll assume that you're all in agreement. Don't think anybody's raising any queries, so we'll take that as agreed. Item 2 is an item which was held over for reasons of a non-availability of a report from the last meeting, which is all about the audit results. And I think Phil Prasada is going to present to us this report.
Yes, Chairman, that's correct. Philip will present this report.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair, and good morning. So, as you mentioned, since the last Pension Committee meeting, we received the audit results report. Officers are pleased to report that the auditors are expected to confirm an unqualified opinion on the accounts. As fund officers expected and reported previously, there's going to be one adjusted difference reported in the audit results report. This is around contributions and the misposting, and there are 3 unadjusted differences relating to the level 3 assets. The value of these are found on page 20 of the audit report, with private equity with the difference is 12.274 million, pool property of 4.744 million, and infrastructure debt 7.767 million. Fund officers have also been provided with the draft letter representation, which has been reviewed. However, we're still awaiting the final version being issued by EY in order to have it signed off by the Director of Resources and the Chairman of the Audit Committee. Audit Committee met on the 15th of October, and after a presentation of the audit results report by Suresh Patel, their members were happy with the reasoning behind the adjusted and unadjusted differences in our accounts. Officers are also pleased to note that the IS 19 letters have been completed and issued to district and borough councils by EY. As both the Pension Fund and Hertfordshire County Council's accounts were not in a position to be signed off together, this has now been delegated to the Director of Resources, and we expect this to be completed by mid-November, prior to the deadline of 30th of November. That's the end of my report. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Okay, has anybody got any questions for Philip, please? Phil? No? Can't see any hands up or items in the chat line. I think, Patrick, perhaps you could just give us an indication of how we are, how we're doing in relation to previous years. I think I don't know how many years it has been that the fund has been signed off without any qualification, but it must be a considerable length of period.
Yes, Chairman. During my tenure with the fund, and that's 10 years, we've the accounts have always been signed off as unqualified. This, from my opinion, has probably been the most testing year we've had, particularly because of the pandemic and my officers working remotely. I think it's an outstanding achievement that the audit report reflects only these differences with regard to the illiquid assets, and those valuations that were used were the only valuations that we had at the time. And so when the audit, the accounts were presented to the auditors, we knew that we would probably have to change some of these valuations. And so I think it's a really good result. Unfortunately, the auditors aren't here today. They have got other commitments, but they did provide us with a letter which highlights the items that is referred to in the report and which we referred to at the previous meeting in September. So yes, it's been a trying audit for my colleagues and for the auditors as well, but I think a very good outcome for the fund.
Thank you, Patrick. If there are no other questions, the recommendation which is on the order paper is that the responses to the audit results report for the pensions fund is noted. Can we agree that we note those responses, please? Just indicate in the chat line. I think I can reasonably say that that's an agreed position. So I think, unless Elaine can tell me otherwise, that's the end of our formal meeting. In which case, we thank all those that were listening in, and we will end the live broadcast and move on to our informal meeting.